You know, it's wild how life can look the same on the outside, same house, same routine, same people, but inside everything feels off. Like someone quietly picked up your life, shook it and put it back down, slightly out of order. And suddenly the question isn't, how do I get back to who I was? It becomes, who am I now? And if that's where you are, you're not broken, you're not failing, you're not behind. You're simply standing at the threshold of a brand new identity. And maybe it's one you didn't ask for, but one that you can reshape. And I get this so deeply because I've lived it. I hit a point in midlife where everything felt heavy. Old losses, big transitions, and that quiet whisper, what am I going to do now? See, I didn't recognize the woman staring back at me because my energy was off, my confidence was hiding, and my spark felt trapped under layers of should-haves, lots of grief, and life's responsibilities. So rebuilding myself wasn't a pretty little timeline. It was messy, emotional, and yet beautiful in ways I didn't expect, with mindset work, education, spiritual healing, tending to my body, reconnecting with my own energy. All of it helped me to find the version of me who exists after the storm. And now I help women 50 plus do that too, not by getting over anything, but by learning to grow through it and making the changes they need to face. See, grief of any kind is a shapeshifter. It changes you whether you like it or not. But here's what I know. You do not have to stay stuck in the wreckage of it. See, there comes a moment where the why did this happen may start shifting into who am I now and where do I want to go from here? And that's where the real work begins. Yes, it's flipping uncomfortable because when life takes something from you, whether it's a person, a role, a dream, a version of yourself, it didn't just leave a hole, it shakes the very foundation of who you thought you were. You might not recognize yourself anymore. You might feel like life is happening around you instead of with you. You might wonder if confidence, joy, or even simple okayness will ever return. And my friend, I've sat with all of that. See, no one hands you a roadmap for rebuilding your identity. There's no set of instructions. Here's who you'll become, step 1, step 2. Oh no, you kind of have to feel your way through the dark, slowly, intuitively, and honestly. And healing, well, it's not about moving on, it's about moving forward with intention and carrying what you've lost while still making room for what's next. Now, one of the biggest lies grief feeds us is that you'll never feel like yourself again. But the truth, you're not meant to feel like your old self, that version of you that didn't know what you know now because she hadn't walked through the fire yet. And here's the part we don't really talk about enough. Grief doesn't just live in your heart, it lives in your whole body. It changes your energy, your digestion, your sleep, your immune system, even the way you breathe. And sometimes feeling stuck isn't just emotional, it's biological. See, your brain literally shifts into protection mode. So before you can rebuild your identity, you have to tell your body, it's okay, we're safe. You can loosen your grip now. So let's do something right here, just for a moment, nothing big or dramatic. Just look around the room. Let your eyes land on 3 objects and silently name them in your mind. See, that tiny exercise rewires part of your brain that thinks danger is everywhere. And this is how rebuilding begins. Small cues of safety. Small cues of possibility and small spark reminders that you're still here and you can do it. Now here's the part that surprises a lot of women. Rebuilding identity isn't about reinventing yourself from scratch. It's about remembering the pieces of you that got buried and allowing new pieces to emerge. And you'll start to know you're being invited into a deeper version of yourself. And yes, it can feel scary. Identity shifts always do, but they're also very powerful. See, you're not starting over. You're starting from experience. You know, there was a day, and I remember it so clearly, when I was standing in my kitchen as usual, exhausted, overwhelmed, and feeling like I'd misplaced myself somewhere between grief and responsibilities. And I thought, you know what, Diane, if I don't choose who I want to become next, life will choose it for me. And that moment changed everything. See, it wasn't loud or big. It was pretty quiet, almost invisible. But it was the seed of a new identity. One built on intention, not survival. One fueled by healing, not fear. And one anchored in purpose, not pain. So let me ask you this, and answer it in the comments if it feels right. If you weren't carrying your grief or overwhelm in the same way, who do you think you'd become? Just imagine that for a second. You know, midlife is a portal, not a dead end. And grief, strangely enough, can act like a spiritual initiation because it strips away what was never yours to carry. It reveals what truly matters. It pushes you towards deeper truth, deeper alignment, and deeper self-awareness. See, you're not ending, you're unfolding. And sometimes identity after loss isn't about adding anything new. It's about releasing what feels untrue now. So how do you rebuild who you are? You do it intuitively, quietly, in layers. You listen to your body, you listen to your intuition, and you follow the gentle sparks, the things that make you exhale, soften, or feel even a tiny flicker of aliveness. You let yourself be curious again. You experiment without pressure. You let yourself evolve in ways that feel honest and good, and slowly, beautifully, a new you starts forming. Not the old one, not the lost one, but one who's grown through the fire. So my friend, if no one has told you this lately, you're allowed to rebuild who you are. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to feel joy again. You're allowed to step into a life that feels like it fits the woman you are now, not the woman you were before everything changed. And you don't have to do it alone. And if you want a little extra support, I've created a few free gifts for you. They're in the description. I have my guided sleep meditation to help your nervous system unwind at night. There's 61 gentle tips for navigating grief and moving through it with compassion. And my 4-week wine pause journal. If you're ready to get curious about your habits and reconnect with your clarity. So please take whatever feels supportive, because you deserve tools that help you to feel grounded. But before you go, if you paused right now and placed your hand on your heart, what's the first thing your soul has been wanting to say to you lately? I'd love to hear it. Well, you've made it to the end, so thanks for being here with me today. Take good care, and I will see you in the next video.